If you are still obsessing over prompt engineering right now, I have some bad news. You're already behind the curve. For the last few years, we've been stuck in what I call the chatbot era of software development. You open a sidebar in your editor, you type a clever prompt, it spits out 50 lines of code, and then you copy, paste, run it, find an error, and paste the error back to the AI. It's basically a glorified stateless loop. You are the orchestrator, the QA engineer, and the copy-paste monkey. But a massive shift just happened. We have officially entered the Agentic Era of coding. We are moving away from tools that help you write code, and moving toward tools that actually execute projects. Today we're doing a deep dive into Qoder, an AI-powered software development platform that originated out of Alibaba's tech ecosystem. It's making a massive push toward what they call an autonomous development desktop. We're going to look at what makes it fundamentally different from Cursor or Claude code, the actual architecture under the hood, and, most importantly, the brutal reality of what happens when you give an AI agent the keys to your entire codebase. Let's get into it. To understand Qoder, you have to understand its core philosophy. Most AI assistants focus on syntax, helping you write a function faster. Qoder focuses on the entire software engineering lifecycle. Think about how actual software engineering teams work. You don't just sit down and write code blindly. You write a technical specification. You design the architecture. Then you code. You run tests. You fix compiler errors, and you document it. Qoder replicates this exact workflow through something called quest mode. Let's say you give it a broad, high-level prompt. Build a SaaS dashboard with authentication and Stripe billing. Instead of just dumping a mountain of code into a single file and wishing you good luck, Qoder's agent breaks the task into a stateful lifecycle. 1. It creates a plan. 2. It generates a technical specification. It literally forces itself to write an RFC or design doc first to avoid hallucination compounding. 3. It writes the code across multiple files. 4. It runs verification. It opens a terminal, runs your test suites, reads the compiler errors, and fixes its own mistakes before you even see them. 5. It delivers the finished result. They also built something called a Repo Wiki and a knowledge engine. The moment you plug it into a massive repo, it analyzes the whole thing and builds an internal knowledge graph. It learns your organization's coding standards, your architectural quirks, and past design decisions. So when the agent works, it's not just writing generic code from a public dataset, it's coding like an engineer who has been at your company for 6 months. Alright, let's talk architecture, because this isn't just a generic wrapper around a stock frontier model. Qoder leverages a custom, reinforcement learning enhanced model called Qwen-Coder-Qoder. Because of its roots in the Alibaba ecosystem, it takes full advantage of the Qwen architecture, which is incredibly strong at tool calling and managing massive context windows. But here is the secret sauce: reinforcement learning based on outcome verification. Standard language models are trained to predict the next token. They write code that looks like correct code. Qwen-Coder-Qoder is optimized based on compilation success and test pass rates. The model is literally rewarded during training for writing code that actually runs without breaking the build. On top of that model, they run a multi-agent expert consensus. Instead of relying on one single prompt to do everything, Qoder spins up a mini council of specialized agents. An architecture agent maps the file structure. A coding agent populates the logic. A security agent scans the code for vulnerabilities or hard-coded secrets before anything is committed. It's an orchestration layer built around the model, which is exactly where modern AI infrastructure is heading. Now, if you go to Qoder's website, the marketing makes it sound like you can just lie on a beach while an AI builds your startup for you. As your resident tech mentor, we need to do a brutal reality check. because fully autonomous agents come with a unique set of headaches that nobody talks about until you're deep in production. First up, context, drift, and spaghetti architecture. Even with incredible context engineering, as a project grows to thousands of lines, an AI agent can lose track of micro-decisions it made 10 steps ago. Individual files might compile perfectly, but the global state management of your application can quickly become fragmented and messy. Second, the infinite loop financial risk. Because Qoder runs autonomously to fix its own bugs, it can get caught in a feedback loop. It fixes a bug, that breaks a test, it rewrites the test, which breaks the original code. If you walk away to grab a coffee, a rogue, autonomous agent can burn through hundreds of dollars in token credits in an hour. And third, review fatigue. Reviewing 1,000 lines of AI-generated code across 12 different files is often harder and more exhausting than just writing the code yourself. Your job shifts from a creative writer to a strict code reviewer. That requires a completely different, often tedious mental skill set. So, what's the bottom line here? If Cursor represents the ultimate tool for AI pair programming, Qoder is trying to become an autonomous AI software engineering team member. It is easily one of the most aggressive attempts to move from "help me code this line" to "help me ship this entire feature." It is absolutely brilliant for rapid prototyping, greenfield projects, and knocking out heavy boilerplate code, like that SaaS dashboard we talked about. But for massive legacy code bases with years of undocumented tech debt, you still need a highly skilled human pilot steering the ship to keep the agents from driving off a cliff. The engineering paradigm is shifting right in front of us, and the orchestration layer is winning. I want to hear from you guys. Have you experimented with autonomous agents in your development workflow yet, or are you sticking to traditional extensions for now? Drop a comment below, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next deep dive. Peace.